A Swiss Army knife isn't just a tool, it's a whole kit in your pocket. And this camera lens, it's the same idea. One lens with 5 different features. In this video, we'll put this lens to the test to show you exactly what it can do, the pros and cons, and who this is really for. If you're looking for a do-it-all lens, let's see if this one delivers. Chances are you have a Swiss Army knife. And if you don't, it's a tool that was invented in 1891 to provide soldiers with a compact, multifunctional tool for opening canned food and maintaining their rifles. Swiss Army knives traditionally feature a blade, a screwdriver, a can opener, and a leather punch. And this one has a wood saw, a keyring, tweezers, and a toothpick. Over time, it's evolved into the iconic red-handled tool we know today. The purpose of a Swiss Army knife is to be a versatile tool for professionals and everyday use. In short, it's one of the first devices that does everything in a really small package. And now this is the Swiss Army lens from a company called Diso lens. Now, this lens can't file your nails or cut a piece of cheese or even clean your musket, but you get a lot in this tiny package. You can get a variety of images that look like this, or this, or this, all from the same lens. This lens is completely 3D printed, and the elements in it come from disposable cameras. I've used the original Diso lens in the past, and I've really enjoyed using it because it has a very small footprint when it's sitting on your camera, and you get a really unique look from these lenses. That lens was a 28mm focal length, the focus was locked, there was no autofocus, and the images had a very distinct quality to them. They're not sharp at all. This lens is similar to that. Same focal length, same elements in the lens, except that it has 3 of them, and there are these pieces that you can put into the back to customize what your images are going to look like. These pieces that you put in the back come in a couple different sizes, and they just slide into the back and twist. By the way, this is a pre-production lens. It was sent to me, and I'm not getting paid for this. The company's not seeing this before I post it. Nobody is. This was just a gift, and I think it's a really cool product. But yeah, when you put these pieces into the back of the lens, it's gonna change how your images look. Some of them block some of the lenses, and other ones just affect how the light is hitting the sensor. Without a piece in the back, you get 3 images that blend into each other. This piece gives you a single image, similar to the original Diso lens, by blocking the 2 side lenses. This piece blocks the center lens, giving you a split screen effect. And this piece also blocks the center lens, but the 2 images are now blended. And this last attachment gives you 3 separate images. Now, the neat thing I haven't showed you about this attachment is that you can snap photos like this and turn them into GIFs like this. You upload these images to a website that Diso lens has created, and you can change the parameters however you'd like to dial in the finished look of your GIF. The camera captures your subject at 3 slightly different angles, and the website splits this image into 3 separate images, and then it turns these into a GIF. It's pretty quick and simple, and it gives you GIFs that look like this. Now, I've only seen this effect work with specific film cameras, so it's neat that on our digital cameras, we can get this for such a small price, and we don't need an entire camera just dedicated to this effect. Some of these effects are definitely stronger than the others, and I think you gotta use your imagination and your creativity to get the best results. There's a bunch of different things that I've enjoyed after using this lens for about a week. First off, it's incredible how many different effects you can get from a lens this small. Typically, you would need a couple different lenses or a bunch of different filters, but with this, you can get so many diverse looks with something that fits in your pocket. I really enjoyed the shooting experience with this lens, and I found it made my brain think differently. It's not often that I get 2 different images or 3 different images in the same frame, so it helps me frame things differently and think through things differently, and it's just something unique that I haven't experienced when testing a different camera lens in quite a while. I have a feeling that we're in the middle of a resurgence of old tech and older cameras, and even just smaller cameras in general, coming back. It feels like a lot of people are not looking for that sharp, crisp image as much lately. With the rise of the Canon G7X and the point-and-shoot digi cameras, the Diso lens fits perfectly into this category. If you're thinking of getting the original Diso lens, I would advise getting the Swiss Army Diso lens, because with that attachment on the back, you basically get all of the advantages of the single lens Diso lens, as well as all of the unique effects with the Swiss Army knife one. The size of this lens is unbeatable. It is so small. It really just feels like a body cap, so you can pop it into your pocket, you can pop it into your camera bag. Most people probably won't even realize that you have a camera lens on your body, and you're probably gonna get stopped a lot when you're shooting with this lens. So it's a great conversation starter if you want that, but this thing is just so small and so affordable. I believe this is going for about $80 US, and that's like 5 lenses for $80, which I think is pretty fair. With the kit I was sent, all of these additional pieces that fit into the back of the lens are loose. I do wish there was some sort of bag or container or case to put these in. Right now they just sit loose in my pocket. Maybe you have a case that will store all of these additional pieces and add-ons for the lens. It would be cool if Diso included one of those. The price would probably go up, but yeah, just something to consider if you're planning on picking one of these up. When speaking about helpful tools, there's one you definitely can't forget, and that's the sponsor of this video, Artlist. Now I know I'm probably not the first person to tell you about Artlist, and chances are you're probably using it, but there are some great updates on the website I want to tell you about. So if you're already using Artlist, I'm also talking to you. There are now new footage filters to help you find the perfect clip faster. When looking for the right clip to add to a video, there's filters to search by clip duration or orientation, like vertical or horizontal. If you're creating videos for social media, Instagram, TikTok, all of that stuff, this is gonna speed up your search, because you definitely don't wanna be the person cropping in on a horizontal video. Maybe you found a good looking clip, but it's not quite what you're looking for. Well, Artlist has now added similar clips to what you're searching. This is awesome. It once again speeds up your time searching for the perfect clip. Another quality of life improvement is the ability to drag and drop songs into the favorites folder or into artboards, as well as being able to easily reorder your favorite music and sound effects. This simplifies organization, speeds up your workflow, and gives you even more creative control. Now, let's talk voiceovers for a second. Artlist has done a great job of curating how this section looks and sounds, curating how the voiceovers could be paired with all of the elements that make these shine. Now, when you hover your mouse over a voiceover preview, a featured asset button appears. Clicking this button, you can see all of the assets used in these previews. That includes music, footage, sound effects, and any templates. I really appreciate that Artlist keeps enhancing and updating its experience for their users. If you're not already using Artlist, you're gonna wanna check them out. All of the music in this video is from Artlist. I'll add a link in the video's description for you to check them out, and I'm sure there's a plan that will work for you and your needs. The Swiss Army lens is going to give you very distinct photos and videos. They're not going to be sharp, and the effects you get from them are going to be very unique. I don't think this lens is for every situation or for every individual. However, if you are somebody who enjoys experimenting and trying something new, or really enjoys having a small footprint on their camera, this is one of the smallest and most versatile lenses that I've ever used. This lens is going to fit in any pocket or in any camera bag, and there's no excuse to not bring this with you when you're on a shoot, whether you're experimenting or just shooting everything on a lens like this. Since I've had this lens, I've been thinking that it would be fun to take a very small SD card and put it into your camera and treat your camera just like a disposable camera, where you only have a finite amount of shots and you want to make all of them count. Maybe I'll make a future video like that, or a short. I don't know, or maybe you want to try it and let me know what that experience is like. Is this lens the Swiss Army knife of lenses? I would say it is. It is sleek, it's portable, and it's very versatile. I can see a lot of situations that this can be used, whether it's commercial or for fun or just experimental. The size and form factor are awesome. You get so much in this tiny little package. If you're interested in learning more about this lens or other products that Diso Lens has, I left a link in the description. Let me know what you think of these and how you could use a lens like this. My name's Davey. Thanks for letting me spill the gravy, and we'll see you in the next video.